Hello, my name is Dominic Hill and I'm in the 8th grade. And today I'm reading Cleo Edison Oliver, Playground Millionaire, Chapter 3, Telling Fortune. Okay. Chapter 3, Telling Fortune. Cleo lay on her bed, thumbing apple, apple, apple. A great made-up swear because it was both a food item and a company. She was so mad she could scream, but that would just get her even more time in her room. Solitary confinement. The worst punishment ever. Not only could she not leave her room for an hour, there would be no television for the rest of the day. She would miss Fortune. She pounded her mattress and stumped her feet, keeping her voice to a low growl. She thought about finding Mom and begging for another chance, but that definitely would get her more time. Once Mom announced a consequence, she never went back on it. Dad, Cleo could talk into a more reasonable position, but not Mom. She was as immovable as a corporate boss in a labor dispute. Fortune smiled down from the wall. Fortune, always beaming, always believing, always reminded her she could be the success she wanted to be. Fortune wouldn't have punished her by taking away a whole day of doing business. She probably would agree that Josh needed to toughen up a little and that Cleo was responsible enough to use a chef's knife. She stood on her bed and looked into Fortune's face, searching again for hints of herself. Brown eyes, long straight nose, rich brown skin. Cleo had brown eyes, but they weren't as round as Fortune's. Cleo had a long straight nose, but hers didn't flare out as wide as at the bottom. Cleo's skin was brown too, but not nearly as shimmery. Fortune glowed. The biggest likeness was in their smiles. They both had giant sparkling smiles that could win people over in an instant. Unless that person was Cleo's mom. Why didn't Mom believe in her like Fortune did? Well, like Fortune would if they ever actually met. She plodded back down on her bed and fell over, her head on her satin-covered pillow. If only she could talk to Fortune. She sat up straight. Of course, she could write Fortune a letter. A real written letter would get her attention better than an email any day. And if anyone knew how to write a persuasive letter, Cleo did. She opened her desk drawer and pulled out a piece of personalized stationery she made that weekend after officially changing her middle name. She looked up Fortune's office address in an issue of Fortune Woman magazine, then sat down to write. It took her 4 drafts and a lot of personalized stationery, but finally it said exactly what she wanted to say. Perfect. Dear Miss Fortune A. Davises, my name is Cleopatra Edison Oliver. I am in the 5th grade, and I am most likely your biggest fan in the whole wide world. I have been watching Fortune with my mom since I was 3 years old. Seeing you on TV is actually my very first memory. Can any other fan say that? Miss Davis, you talk about purpose a lot. You say yours is delivering destinies and financing futures. I have a future in business. I know I do. First of all, there is my name, which I got from my birth mom. Is it true that you find the 4-hazard Egypt fascinating? Personally, I love my name because Cleopatra was a very powerful woman just like you. Not only am I named after a queen and a ruler, but my initials are CEO, and I'm a Capricorn, just like you. The Zodiac's top business achievers, so Ms. Davies, as you can clearly see, ruling companies is my destiny. I have tons of ideas for what I would do with the money I make, starting with a special theme park for adopted kids and their families. If I had $1 for every time my parents said I rule the house, if they let me, I'll be rich already. But clearly, I am not in charge yet. Today, I got in trouble for something, and my mom took away my business for a whole day. Did you ever feel like your parents didn't understand you? What did you do? I am currently the president and the CEO of my very own company, Cleopatra Enterprises. I hope you don't mind, that sounds a sort of like Fortune Enterprises. I have had many product lines over the years, but right now I am focused on avocados. I always give away 10% of what I make, just like you say in Fortune Principle number 10. This past spring, I learned all about what it means to be a CEO. When I did a report on the most influential person in your life, I chose you, of course. And I am a member of your Fortune Clears Club and have written to you many times through your website. Your replies have told me to keep watching because you might read my message on your show. And I have every day at 4 o'clock. You haven't read any of mine on TV yet, but that's okay. I'm confident you will very soon. I know you are super busy running all your business, is starting school in other countries and being on TV, but if you could write me back with the answer to just one very important question, it would make me so excited and happy. I would take your letter to school and show it to everyone. I would frame your letter and hang it on my wall forever. And this is my question. What is the most important thing to do when you're my age if you want to be a huge success like Fortune 8 Davises? Miss Davises, if you are ever in Los Angeles, I hope you will stop by Cleo's awesome avocado stand, the best avocados in all of Atilda Heights. You will get a bag of my best avocados, on the house, of course. Your biggest fan. If I had $1 million, and one day I will, I'll bet on it. Cleopatra Edison Oliver. P.S. I have memorized all 10 Fortune principles for how to build your business and live the life you want. Thanks for all the great advice. P.P.S. Please, please, please write back. She'll come close to adding P.P.P.S. Is there any possible way you will have a daughter 10 years and 8 months ago and that I could be her? But no, she didn't want to sound desperate or pitiful. She was a very enterprising young lady. She was on her way to the top. She was going to be a stunning success. And now Fortune would know too. Thud, the floor shook. One of her brothers yelled, Thud! Josh and Julianne were playing Pato Troopers off the top bunk again. Cleo looked out her window. Mom and Dad were talking in the driveway. Dad clapped his large hands on top of his head. Mom's mouth moved quickly. Her eyebrows pinched together, whether in angry or worry. Cleo couldn't say. Knowing her mom, probably both. Cleo pounded on the wall between her and her brother's room. Knock it off, Josh and Jay. You know you're not supposed to be doing that. They screamed and jumped again. Thud, thud. Cleo yanked open the door, ready to tell her brothers. It's not enough, she heard Mom say. Our monthly payment is about to go up. They were talking about it again. Money. Mom hadn't worked for the past several years since they gotten the boys. Dad said something, but his voice was too low to hear. They started walking towards the house. Cleo pulled back so they wouldn't see her. Mom's voice floated up from below. I'm not being too harsh, Charlie. She has to learn that she just can't take whatever she wants whenever she wants it. Do you want to raise a selfish kid? Cleo's chest squeezed. She felt hot all over and something else. She didn't know the word for it. Bad. She just felt bad, full of badness. She was too selfish for them. She went to her closet and took down the small metal safe where she kept her money between trips to the bank. She turned the dial and pulled out 10 of the dollars she made before screwing up and losing her business for the day. She took out another piece of stationery, wrote, so you can buy your Nerf gun. I'm really sorry, in her best handwriting. She stashed the money and note in an envelope, wrote Josh across the front, and quickly slipped it under the brother's door. A minute later, Josh bounded in and hugged her so hard he almost made her cry. Dumb kid. That is all. Thank you. We gotta end this.